Presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Hello, everyone. I am Lisa Maggie's mom. And we have, of course, the illustrious channel and healer, Michelle Gray at thehealing-art.com. And we also have a wonderful guest. I'm so excited. We're just trying to get the bugs out and get her on. Maren Sweeten. All right, let me see. She's gonna dial in. What is her what's the first digits of her number?
So her number, it'll be a 480.
There we go. Number. I got her. Got her.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Maren.
Hi,
got
can
you
you hear me?
Yes.
Yay. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thank you, because I'm
awesome.
so excited about hearing your story.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It
certainly is.
The stage is yours. The mic is yours, man. Go for it, girl.
Okay. Well, first, I just have to say it is such an honor to meet you. Your show has obviously, in the fact that I'm calling in, changed my life so much. So thank you so much. And
I'm so glad.
You've kind of like taken on this like aunt persona for me. So I just really love listening to you and obviously Erik and everything he has to say. So thank you so much. And same with Michelle. Thank you so much, Michelle, for making this happen tonight. This is absolutely amazing. So
you're amazing.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So I feel like I could go 10 hours with my story, so I'm going to try to keep it really short. But basically, I found you. I was just listening to YouTube, and then Channeling Erik was the next show to come on, and I just decided to listen to it, and it just really captivated me, and it just opened up my mind to spirituality, and I had so many questions, and it was the perfect resource for all of my questions, and I really feel like it just kind of elevated my vibrations and just got me on this path. And then my husband's mom passed away, and he was, just really grief-stricken, and my parents are both alive, so I felt like I had no way to console him or offer any advice, and so I was like, well, maybe we should try one of the mediums on Channeling Erik. And
how did he take
so
that?
He reached out
wait, when did you first check out Channeling Erik? How long ago?
I would say, I was like trying to figure that out. I would say beginning of 2019.
Wow.
And then May.
Your mother-in-law passed when?
In May 2019.
Oh, okay, I got you. Sorry, I just wanted some reference. All right, and how did your husband feel about that suggestion?
Well, he was open, but I wasn't sure because, it's like I was listening to you guys, and you never know if what you see on the internet is really real, right?
I know.
So I did a tester reading. So I booked a reading with Michelle like a week before I booked a reading for my husband. It's a real deal.
You're the canary in the mine, eh?
I was, because it was like, if it's, bad information about my grandparents or something, it's not going to really hurt me. But if he's got his hopes up that he's going to contact his mom, and then it's not his mom, or yes. So, anyway, so I got the privilege of talking to Michelle first, and obviously within the first 2 seconds, I was like, she's the real deal. She is amazing, and I got right off the call and booked another session with her, and I think at that time she was only 3 months out, so I booked another session with her for 3 months later, but just everything, my husband, even just to validate Michelle, like, he just made a complete 180 in his attitude and his outlook for life. And she just really helped him in the grieving process. And I just saw how amazing it is to have someone like that during the grieving process. So that was
Michelle,
absolutely amazing.
Saving lives, Michelle. That's you.
I mean, no, seriously.
It fills my heart to hear that.
Yeah. So anyways, so everything was great there. We finally had, Michelle for support. And then the funny story is every time, like, my grandmother left me a necklace, and I wear it for every important event there ever was. And so, of course, I'm going to talk to my grandma. I'm going to wear her necklace. And this was when we were in quarantine. And it was like, I think it was March of 2020 by the time we actually got an appointment with Michelle. And I went to go to my jewelry box, and my necklace was gone. And because I hadn't been wearing jewelry because it was quarantine. And so I was like, oh, my gosh, I lost it like, a month ago, and I'm not going to know, I have no idea where I left it. And I was so upset. And Michelle was like, you didn't lose it. You'll find it. 3 months later, I had my next session with her, and she was like, you're going to find it. I still hadn't found it. She's like, you're going to find it. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And anyway, she also helped us. We moved at the same time, and I was so worried that I was going to move and leave this necklace. And she's like, no, you're going to find it. You're going to find it. And so I was like, okay. So then the morning of my 36th birthday, I woke up, and by this point, some things had been happening. I got really into yoga and meditation. I started to write a spiritual journal. And so on the morning of my 36th birthday, before I got out of bed, I said, if all of this stuff is real that's been happening to me lately, I'd really like you to validate it and give me a birthday gift by helping me find my necklace. And I said that prayer to my grandma.
Testing the universe. We'll do it.
Yep. And I got out of bed, and I got dressed, and I was like, I'm going to look in my jewelry box one more time, which I'd looked in my jewelry box 100 times over and over and over again. My husband looked in my jewelry box. I looked in my jewelry box one last time based on the information that Michelle gave me of where it would be. And I pull open the drawer in my jewelry box, and it was moving. And I was like absolutely speechless. Yes. Yeah. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And my husband happened to walk in at the same time. I couldn't even get words out of my mouth. I was like, and I just had to, and he was like, what? And so I had to pick it up and show it to him. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, I cannot believe. He's like, I even looked through your jewelry box at least 10 times. And I was like, wow. Oh. So that was like my first big validation that, okay, something is going on here. And I started seeing orbs. And at first they were in like my peripheral, and then they started moving closer and closer and closer to the center of my field of vision. And I started, when I would meditate, I would start to feel really nauseous. And sometimes even like almost like that anxious feeling, which now I know was my solar plexus opening. Yeah. Oh, wow. But I didn't know. So I thought, oh my gosh, here I am. I pick up meditation and somehow I get anxiety. Like I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. You get anxiety and then you do meditation to fix it, or meditation to fix it. So just some crazy things started happening. And so I just started, searching for more and more information. And then I found this class about, it was Mediumship 101. And I thought, I wonder if I could do this. And I was just like, no, like this is the craziest idea I've ever heard of. Like there's no way that I could do this. And so I said a prayer. And I said, God, if this is something that I am meant to do, then help me manifest the money for this class. Because I was like, this is such a crazy thing. And then there's no way that, I'm going to get the support to do something so crazy like that. So the very next day, I got a notification on my PayPal account, and I had half of the money to take the class. And it was like I clear that money out of my account all the time, and it was like left over from 2 months prior. And then that weekend, my husband sold some furniture of mine, and he was like, he'd been nagging me to do it for a really long time. I was like, I'm just not ready to sell it. And then finally he was like, I sold it. I was tired of looking at it. Here's $100. And I was like, that was the rest of the money that I needed.
Oh, perfect.
So I wasn't mad. I was so happy. But even then I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Is this, am I going to just fail miserably? Is this, whatever. But then I would just keep going, like, I manifested the money. Like, it's got to be the path. It's got to be. So it took me a while before I even registered for the class, even after I had the money, because I just thought, I just didn't believe in myself. But I was like, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity because, yep. And so I took the class, and the very first class, they just pair you up with someone, and they say, see what you can get about this person. And so I I was like, well, I'll just tell them, it's my very, very first time, and hopefully they'll be okay with me not getting anything. Mm-hmm. But I ended up picking up her pets that were deceased and her beloved best friend that was deceased, and the color of her house and some objects that were in her house. And
so very specific things, right?
Very specific things.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is that if you don't know that, it's like, well, I saw a horse. Like, does that mean anything to you? It's very
it's scary. It takes a lot of courage.
Yes, and I just did not.
You don't want to say, you're way off. It's
yes.
It takes a lot of courage to open up yourself as a medium. So
yeah, you think that somehow, like, if you are intuitively able to get that information, that you're going to absolutely 100% know that information is correct, but you don't.
No.
Because you're not supposed to, it's just trust in your guides, and I'm sure that comes from, like, time and time and time again. Mm-hmm. But, at the beginning, it's just, you're just like, oh, my gosh, I'm either, a crazy person or I've got something. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be one or the other. And, right. And anyways, and so it was just really amazing. And so the man that I saw, like, he just kind of, like, it was just very minimal that I was able to pick up from him. I was able to pick up the way that he passed away and kind of like some things about his personality. And then at the very end, I had to end my meditation. And when I was saying goodbye, I saw, like, the most beautiful image I had ever seen in my life. It was him in front of this field with this large sunset behind him, and he kind of gave me this nod, and it was like I just knew every feeling he was feeling when he did it, like this gratitude and love, and it was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever witnessed. I was like, okay, that was real, and that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So, this is really cool. Yeah. So week after week, I did this class, and I did each of the challenges, and I was able to do the challenges. And I think I just, I kind of just had, like, the growth mindset and, like, the, like, curious mindset of, like, well, I did it last week, so we'll see if I can do it this week. And if I can't do it this week, then I'm sure there's a lesson in it, and I'll take it, and I'll be better the next week.
Great
attitude.
Yeah,
and I think that attitude is what helped me progress and continue and grow my ability. And it's just kind of really been amazing.
You do this especially now?
No, I don't. I'm doing it for practice now.
Okay.
So the thing is like when I get an image, if I don't know like what it, like someone was like, oh, can you tell me about my daughter? And I'm like, okay, how is she? She's got a challenge. How is it going? And I'm like, okay, well, I see a car driving out of woods and there's a mountain up ahead. What's that mean? So it takes people to go, okay, when I see that image, that means, well, you're out of the woods now, but you've got more challenges. But, maybe the mountain means that once you get through the challenges, it's going to be a good view or something. I don't know. But it takes time. Or one person asked if they were going to get pregnant, and I felt like I had a baby in my belly, but I don't know, does that mean that they're going to get pregnant, or does that just mean I'm being intuitive in the question that they're asking? You know, so it takes time to figure all that stuff out.
And it takes feedback. Yeah, you said I was going to get pregnant, I did, or I didn't, or whatever. So, you have to have the feedback, like which of these intuitions do come to fruition. So tell me about your relationship with Erik, if you have one.
Oh, I absolutely do. I know. Oh my gosh, he said I meditated last night for some pep talks for today, and he said, "Tell my mama I love her," and so I just wanted to pass that along. Yeah. He is like everyone describes. He's a rascal. And it's really funny because I love it because I am not that way. And so like when intuitive information comes, it's very light and it's very similar to your own thoughts. And so you have to go like, did I just think that? And so I love Erik because he's so different than my personality. I'm not very quick-witted and playful and all those things he is. I'm just kind of easygoing and just really nice and I don't know. And so, like, he'll say things, and I'll be like, was that me? So, the first time, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not that funny. So the first time I, really, truly felt like I was hearing him, I was going to go for a run. And the weather said it was going to rain all day. And there was, rain clouds in the sky all day, but it never rained. And I was waiting all day. And so finally it was right before dinner. And I'm like, I'm just going to go. It said it was going to rain all day. It hasn't rained. I'm just going to go for a run. And as soon as I walked out the driveway, I heard, hello, I'll be your weather guide today. And today on your run, you will be soaked. And I was like, did I just think that? And then I was like, no, I'm not funny like that. I'm not playful. There's no way I would think of weather guide. That's, that's really creative. And
was it the first time you talked to him? Or go ahead. Sorry.
That's probably the first real big interaction. I feel like there's been other times where it's been is that you? Is that you? But this is the first time where I was like, wow, no, that was really you. And so he was kind of talking to me through my whole run. And, I was I think the other reason too is because he said you'll be soaked. And I was like, okay, well, if I get soaked, then I really am listening, or it really is Erik, because there's testing. Yeah. But it's not rained all day. So if I run and I don't get rained on, which is what I'm expecting, then that was just my imagination. And of course, in the middle of my run, I'm a mile away from the house, it just starts pouring down rain.
Oh, you got soaked.
And I got soaked. And it was one of those where I was trying to run faster to get home faster. And then I wanted to take a break, but then it's the rain would just soak me, it's I didn't want to stop, but I needed to stop. So he 100% got me. That was absolutely, one of where I was like, this is definitely him.
Oh.
And then there was.
Oh, go ahead. You can tell him.
No. You say no. What'd you say?
Does he ever tease you or prank you?
So there was one. So one of the challenges. So when they first start you in class, you meditate like in your own time, and then you go back to your partner and you say, okay, this is what I picked up. Does any of this make sense? And then as you get further into the class, they say, okay, now you've got to do it in front of your partner. You can't meditate or pick up anything until you're in front of your partner. And until this point, it had been like my little private time to myself. Like it was my meditation time. I would do yoga and then I would meditate. And then once I started taking this class, I would yoga and I would meditate for a purpose of whatever information I would retrieve. But it was like really my personal time and really kind of like very intimate. And so to do it in front of a stranger for the very first time, and also it would take a really long time at first. So that was like very, very nerve-wracking. And so I was like in front of my partner and I saw this little lady and I'm like, it can't be you, because of course it would be of course I'm supposed to be picking up a grandma. Like that's too easy. Like it's not you, And then I was like, well, like I saw this lady and she's kind of hunched over. I was like, well, do you have a grandma? Does she have a hunch? And she was like, yes, she does. And I was like, okay, maybe it was. But I was pacing. I was walking back and forth. I was like, maybe I need the lights on. Maybe I need the lights off. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like this is just my first time. And I was just so nervous. And but I got some things out. I got how old she was and what she did and like kind of what she wore. And I can't remember if I got her name or not.
Wow, that's tough.
Yes, names are super tough. I'm about like 50% on names. But anyway, so I ended up getting things, but I mean, it took like a very long time. And she's like, it's okay. Do you mind if I just work while you do it? So then I would hear her like clicking in the background, which was like completely throwing me off. So it was a rough go for my first in-person channeling. And I was telling my husband about it later, and I was trying to like describe my feelings. Let me tell you, I've never felt so many feelings that I have in like during this journey. Like it has just feelings you just never so much vulnerability, so much like strength too though, but like just in digging in yourself and like, why do I feel this way? Why is this happening? Why is that? Like it's just, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm going to be good at this, I'm never going to be good at this. Like it's just the most emotional roller coaster. But anyways, I was trying to explain my feelings to my husband, and I was like, I don't know. I said, it was really awkward. It was like, and then in my head I got like pooping in public. And I was like, I started laughing.
That's humor. Always uses poop. He always says stuff like that. Gosh, that's so funny.
Well, when he was here, he loved scatological humor, always.
Yes, I know. So he's always around. So that's how I know, because I'm like, but I have really thought of that. Like, I don't think my brain would have gone to that first. So yes, he does do little things like that. I don't think he's like moved anything, or I feel like I hear him like tapping on the window sometimes. Like I thought I heard him do that today. But nothing like, I don't know. There was this one, I don't even know if I should say this.
Go ahead. Well, you don't have to.
Oh gosh.
You're in a safe place.
I think he cussed. I don't know if I'm like allowed to tell a cussing story online.
Oh yeah, that's okay. But, I mean, he drops he says fuck all the time, so don't worry. I'll break the ice. Fuck, shit. It's fine.
There was this one time where I had like a really hard time. I took a different class with a different teacher, and I had a really hard time that day. I felt like I did amazing and at least kept up with everybody in the class, if not then some. And she kind of called me out for like not doing a good job, and I kind of was like, I really thought I did a great job. And so, you know, we end the class, and I kind of like the second I hit end, I heard, well, that was effed up. And then I was like, did I just think that? And I'm like, no, I think I would be crying right now. Like, I think I would have sadness feelings, not like anger feelings. Like, was that me? And so then the rest of the day I was like, okay, was that me? Because like, I don't really like cuss in my thoughts. Like, I'm pretty like, you know, pretty PG over here. I'm like, I really don't think that was me. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't think and I was really like perseverating on like, was that me? And so then I was like getting ready for bed, and I saw this is so embarrassing that I'm telling this on radio, but I saw a chin hair on my chin. And I look at my face every single day, putting my night creams on, plucking my eyebrows, whatever. I've never seen this hair in my life. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, what the?
What the fuck?
Yeah. And Erik, I just saw him rolling on the floor laughing like, I told you so.
That's funny.
So, yes, he's around me all the time. And
he can be a bit of a flirt, too, huh? Right, Michelle?
Oh,
he
yes,
loves the ladies.
He does. He does love the ladies. He does love the ladies. He always shows up in the shower with me or in the bathroom, but I will say he's more of a little brother to me. He's like a family member, like a brother, but he does flirt with the ladies. He certainly does. He's he says more like an older brother, like the wiser older brother.
Yeah, I think of him more like a best friend. Like, I think, like, I don't know. I just feel like he's like my, like, really good friend.
Well, he's definitely, I mean, like, all jokes aside, he's always going to tell you how it is. He's going to give it to you straight, and he's going to do it with the laughter and always with compassion. And even when the jokes come in and the pranks, there's always something there that ends up kind of coming back around, like a lesson to it or a reason why it's there. Like, it just blows my mind all the time, you know, and he just, it's the best gift in the world. Like, I can't even think of anything better in my world to have his friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
when
just,
he was even when he was 4 years old, he would flirt with the ladies. Your hair's so beautiful. I love your dress. I mean, he just loves women.
And hair. He loves hair too.
Hair, yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he loves the hair. He seems to really like blonde hair too, Maren.
He plays with Abby's hair all the time. Say that again, Michelle.
He really likes blonde hair.
Oh, okay, like his sisters.
Yeah. Maren's got blonde hair.
I know, I've got blonde hair. All right. Well, hey.
No, he likes that blonde hair.
So Erik, now it's your turn for the mic. Erik, what do you think about Maren and her progress, etc.?
He says that she's like, he's showing me like a skyrocket. He says she's just skyrocketed, and he says that once we got her over the hump, because he says there was a little bit of hump of belief to work through, and once we got over the hump, he says it's gone like skyrocketed, gone crazy in the best of ways. He says that you know, she doesn't know this completely yet, but he says she kind of is getting hints and pieces, but he's like, she's always been destined to do this.
Wow.
Like, oh my God.
And he says, I've been telling her so. I've been telling her. Because I've been telling her since the beginning that it was going to head in this direction. And he said, but she had to believe it. She had to kind of see it. And he's also saying, what's interesting is, Maren, he's also showing me that you and he have worked together in a past life, and he's talking about doing, he said it was kind of a difficult life, like some degrading kind of work, he says. It was like some tough work that you did, but you helped each other through it. And he says that your connection in this life, when he says friendship, the two of you are women in that life. And he says that there's a lot of help that you're giving each other in this life. And you'll know what this means, Marin, but he says there's like mutual benefit, because he says there's work that you're doing on both sides of the veil.
Wow.
Okay.
That you're helping with. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that. I feel like I helped with a oh my gosh, I'm just blanked on the name of it. The past or the life review. I feel like I woke up and I was like, I think I just did a life review with someone.
Wow.
So I feel like I'm doing stuff in my sleep.
Yeah, you're working in a lot of different areas, and it's growing so rapidly. Like
yeah,
it's really growing so rapid. And I think what's really cool too, and Marin, maybe you can explain some of this to everybody. So you've got a website up, and it's makingofamedium.com, but you also have your Instagram, Making of a Medium, where you're sharing videos of your progress, telling stories, really putting it out there, which is so courageous and so amazing. And Erik is very proud of you. And Erik's one of your guides. And
well, I asked him to be, so thanks, Erik.
Yes, he's one of your guides, and he really is proud of you for stepping right out there, because you're helping, and you will see so many more people that you'll help by sharing your journey. And I know you and I have talked about this before, but Erik's just reminding me right now that having somebody come out and say, this is what happened to me, because like we said in the just in a little promo for the radio show, you didn't expect this. You didn't go looking for this.
No, I did not.
It kind of came to you. And Erik said, and this is the thing, whether it's something that we desire in our heart or it's something that we come to desire in our heart, whichever way it comes, you're sharing a very valuable gift with everybody, and that's sharing this journey and sharing it from, this is what happened to me. This is what is happening to me. This is what I experienced. This is what this feels like. Because there's not a lot of that out there. I mean, there's a lot of teaching, and teaching from a place of how to get through this and how to work with this. But to have that, I'm right in the middle of it right now. Like, I'm in the thick of it, and this is what kinds of things I'm seeing.
Like,
and this is what's happening next.
The student perspective.
Well, it's just so, because, you see all of, the mediums on Channeling Erik and on TV and YouTube and whatever, and they're so amazing, but everyone had a starting point. And I believe we're all intuitive, and you think, because this is the way I was like, well, that can't be me. Like, I can't do that. And and there's that, whole misconception that if you weren't, talking to spirits as a kid and, seeing all that as a kid, that then you're not a medium. And so you just kind of dismiss it. And so I really feel like just driven to say, hey, like, here I am. I did not know that I had this in me, and here's my journey, and it is a struggle, and it is baby steps, but you can do the baby steps too, and and hopefully then one day you'll be just like me, because it is really discouraging when you go from 0 and you see everyone at 100, but when you can see people along the way and really be real about their stories, and hopefully it will, encourage more people along the way with their intuition and their spirituality. And and it's too, and like going through the classes. Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, that's like, going through the classes, it's like, it was all virtual, and it's like you log on and you listen to your lesson or you do your reading or whatever. And it's like, really what I craved was like talking to someone and being like, can you believe that we just did this? Or oh, this was really hard. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know if there's quite the community of students.
Well, I'm sure there
Yeah,
is.
so
There are many of those. All right, y'all ready to take some calls?
Yes. Eric's like, woohoo! Let's go.
I know.
Mama.
All right, we got somebody from the 757 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Good evening, everybody. This is Andre from Virginia Beach.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi,
I'm
Andre.
doing good, thank you. Hi, everyone. I have a question to Erik. If he has any messages for me, for the, like any advice, it will be helpful. Thank you.
You were looking for any message from Erik?
Well, a helpful messages like to the current situation where I am, like if he has any messages to me, like or any advice.
Are we talking about career, love life? Can you narrow it down a bit? Maybe that would help.
Yeah, family-wise, like to strengthen my relationship with my family, with my wife, particular, with my son.
Okay.
And yeah, because I'm currently 2 hours away working in a different city.
Well, so Eric's just saying to you, Andre, that he says, you're in a state right now of things getting better. Because he says, it really is one step at a time and that things are getting better. And he says, there's still part of you that holds on to, like, am I doing the wrong thing or some things that happened in the past? And he says, and it holds on to you a little bit. And he says, and, keep looking forward because that's what you're doing. You've made changes and keep looking forward because things are getting better. Don't
tie yourself to the past.
He showed me the rear view mirror, and I know you're traveling. I know you're on the road, and you're traveling for work or you're traveling for a new job, and it's like, don't look in that rear view mirror and look back at the way things were, because the way things were in a completely different energy. You were doing something different. There was different lessons. He says, close that door now because there's a fresh start. And so you don't have to have that experience anymore. But he says, see yourself as things getting better because they are. And then you'll start to see more and more improvement. But he also says be patient with yourself because it's one step at a time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Andre.
Okay.
I have high hopes for
Thanks,
you.
Andre.
All right. So 504 area code. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi there, this is Kelly. I'm calling from New Orleans. I called you guys last year, and I was giddy like I was talking to a rock star, and I still feel like you guys are just rock stars in this, and thank you again.
Oh, you don't know my father. You haven't talked to my family. Yeah. How can we help you, darling?
God. Well, okay. So real quick, that the reason why I'm calling is that I live a life of meditation. I live a spiritual life in regards to trying to bring joy and feeling gratitude and, all that good stuff. And okay, so I'm doing all that, but I still have such an internal anger that if you knew me or other people that know me wouldn't even understand or believe it because I come across, I do emanate positivity and I get, but I've still got this anger, and I don't want to know why. I want to know where it's coming from. I'm getting better spiritually. I'm getting better in my art, but the life that I'm living is unacceptable in the mundane kind of world, and I just can't. And the anger is still there. It pops up like a little Vesuvius, and it goes away quick.
Erik, where's it coming from? Is it another life? Is it bleed through from another life, or is it something else from this life?
Well, Erik said that there's a connection to the higher self that you're establishing right now, like more of a connection with your higher self. He also says he's talking about the amount of work that you're doing on yourself because he says you actually need just a little bit more rest. But he's going into your solar plexus and sacral area, and he's connecting it to guilt or to some feelings of guilt. Does that, because he is connecting into a past life, but he's showing, like, I don't know if it's that you feel that you're not doing enough or there's something connected to your past, because he's, like, showing a release of guilt.
How do I do that? Yeah, if I'm guilty, I guess internally I do because, I'm when I look around, and there's always something to do. There's always more I could be doing, but then I rest and feel guilty for resting. And definitely.
No, it's the same thing. But that guilt,
and I understand that too.
Yeah, maybe Veronica Drake can help. It can do a past life reading on you, like she did on me. It was awesome. So you can figure out maybe where it's coming from. I mean,
if you go in a little deeper, because it's hard to go in, into it real deep in the short amount of time that we have right now. But what he's just saying is examine that feeling. Examine that feeling, because what it is because we saying rest is so important, because ask yourself, what is driving you to do things? Because you do a lot for other people, and you give a lot for other people. And so he says, examine that, because sometimes when we have a need to do for other people, it's kind of helping us not rest. Do you see what I mean? He says, really examine all the intentions, because he says it's not bad intentions. It's just allowing yourself. You have to give yourself allowance to be able to balance that. Because what happens is you start to deplete from your own energy. And once you balance that out, you're going to notice your connection with spirit and your higher self much clearer.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Kelly, for calling. Don't wait a whole year.
Thanks,
next time. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. 650 area code 650. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
Yeah. Hi. I was just looking for any insight regarding my relationship with my daughter, whatever you guys pick up.
What's her first name?
Her Patty.
Patty, okay.
Have you not been getting along with her right now?
Yeah.
Have you not been talking to her?
We're talking. There's just some friction coming from her end, and I'm just wondering. Yeah.
Well, because what Erik is saying is, he says that there's like a friendship that's being built right now. And so, how old is Patty?
Oh, she's an adult. Yeah.
She's an adult. Okay. Because what he's saying is, circumstances take place. So there's something that's going to take place that's going to help bring you two a little closer together. But he says there's a change, like a change in your relationship. It's something to do with her too and how she's changing. But he's talking about it going through a cycle right now. So he says all cycles run their course. And so they do go through changes. Our relationships are built on cycles. And so he says there's a cycle occurring right now where your friendship is coming into play. It's like building a new type of friendship. What he advises to you too is he says, and don't just being able to put the act of prayer. And he said, speaking to her higher self into how you would like to connect in the relationship. Because he said there's a lot of connection between the two of you energetically, and you speak to each other energetically long before the two of you connect physically. So
I've been talking to her. Yeah, I do talk to her when, when I know she's sleeping and I can't. So I talk to her higher self. Yeah.
So it's the growing pains of changing from a mother-daughter relationship to more of a friendship. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's changing its ways, Erik says. And what he says is things can change very quickly. Like from one day to the next, you can notice a real difference. And him talking about you talking to the higher self is just validating that for you. It's telling you that you're doing the right thing. You're doing something that's very powerful.
Have they had more lives as mother-daughter, or or mother-child, or have they had more lives as friends or friends?
There's been lives. Yeah, he says there's been lives where there's been friendships, but there's also been lives where you've been in relationship in different dynamics. And he says there's 3 of them in particular. There's been different dynamics that have been challenging. And he says so there's an energy there where the mother-daughter relationship, it feels a little bit different because there's a sister relationship there. And the sister relationship was, he says it was challenging. It was challenging what you've been through before.
Well, Michelle, can you past life? Can you tell her different, if she books a session, tell her about the different past lives she has had with her daughter?
Yeah, he says she can do that, but he also says what she's doing right now with the higher self is going to start to open up. It's going to open up those doors. So he says she can do that if she wants to go into that, but it's not necessary to improve things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thanks.
Mother-daughter relationships, they're tough ones. Oh, my goodness. I've had my share. 678 Erik code. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, Elisa.
Hey.
This is Jim from Atlanta. How are you?
Jim, I hoped you were going to call in. Let's get right to it.
Thank you.
What? Yeah. Tell us your concern about New York.
Okay, the concern is if for all those people listening out there, they should look on YouTube for Guardians of the Looking Glass. And the Looking Glass is a technology that was I don't know if I want to say years ago, but it is a technology where you can look into the future and you can look into the past.
Wow.
It's almost like the Akashic Records. You know, Michelle, the Akashic Records, where you can just, a telephone operator, you can go up there to whatever and plug into past and future and look at what's going on. Well, the Looking Glass is a technology that was developed and also to actually physically view the future and the past, and also record and listen to conversations of people that thousands of years ago.
Whoa.
Anyway,
the
Guardians.
Is it a device or is it a technique like channeling?
No, it's a device, and
it's
a device. It's a device that also when we invaded, I want to say it was Iraq, that we went into the museums there and we found this device that had the Looking Glass technology that you could use to, like I say, look into the future of the past. And there's a group out there that calls themselves the Guardians of the Looking Glass. And you actually, again, you can look on YouTube and just type in on the search key, Guardians of the Looking Glass. And when it comes up, they're talking about an event that's going to happen on April 18th in New York City, where a dirty bomb is going to go off and kill 2,000 people. Is it hype? I don't know, but it's scary. And the way these folks or these people talk about what's going to happen after this is just like, oh my God, this thing came about months ago, and it has to do with the war in Ukraine and our response to the war in Ukraine. So a lot of these events tie together, and it's very spooky and scary the way that they tie these together. So my
Erik,
question
is this going to happen? Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Erik. Yeah, no, Lisa's right. Erik, is this going to happen?
Well, so what Erik is showing me is, so first of all, he says, yes, this is a real thing. He also says that it runs through vibration, or it tunes in. So he's talking about the same way that we tune into potentials and the way that it records. As he says, think about how, like a house can record sounds in the wood, in the cement. It can hold, it holds a vibration, it holds information. Right. So he says that's basically, in a nutshell, to explain it simply, that's how it is. Now, when he says, is this going to happen? Is this exactly what we're going to foresee? Well, he says the way he wants to explain it is he's going to give it in an answer that he would in any other way that we tune into potentials. Because he said when we are looking into the future, he says, regardless whether we're looking in from the perspective of somebody who says a psychic, which he says really it's looking at potentials. So are we psychics? We're looking at potential. Right. Now he says this is the part that's a little bit, that is scary, is that like everything, he says, there are more than one potential, and it's where are we going to put the consciousness. So when we've got people that are focusing in on this, it's important that we take it as information and that we hold that courage with it and then hold the potential that it is that we want to see. Because when we see a potential.
Yeah, if you focus on this happening, then it's going to be, the quantum potential is going to go up, the percentage of it happening.
Yes,
so,
and I also,
we need to think that it's not going to happen and truly believe that.
Well, he just said that it, like anything else, to use it as a tool, but not to use it as gospel. So yes,
right. And Erik also knows it has to do with knows that it has to do with timelines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And so he says, and because there are many timelines, he says, there's some things that are more probable. So some information is going to come out because it's a higher potential. But he said, do not ever discount the power of love and the power of being able to put focus
positive
on
thought.
the potential that you want to see.
Right.
He said, never discount that.
And I think if Erik would bear me out on this one, if we as a collective come together and think of this as a timeline, and we raise our vibrations, we can overcome that timeline, I think.
Exactly.
Yes, because he says, he's just saying what we're experiencing right now, because we're in it, we look at it as, because it's horrible. The things that are happening are hard and difficult to see, but he goes, what we're not seeing is what were the potentials that could have happened.
Yeah.
Because he wants everyone to look back at many predictions that have happened, and are they wrong? Because he says a lot of people look back at many different predictive tools, whether it's coming from a person or anything else. And he says those timelines that come out, they say, oh, well, that was wrong, or those people were wrong. He says, is that true? He goes, no. Sometimes it has to do with interpretation, but a lot of times they're tuning into a timeline. And they're tuning into a timeline that has not yet come to fruition. But
That's
because
right.
of our quantum, because of our many timelines, because of probabilities and where we're able to focus, we surpass a lot of them. So that's why we don't experience it, but we may still experience a version of it. And he says what we're experiencing right now is the lesser of what could have been.
Thank God.
Okay, and Thank you, Erik. And Erik, please prank me before the 18th, okay?
Oh.
He goes, okay. He goes, gotcha.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, be wary what you ask for. Okay, 910 area code. 910. It's cranking. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. It works. All right. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, it's Belinda from North Carolina.
Hi, Belinda. What you got, girl?
Well, first question, when you said Erik loves the ladies, did I hear him say pop his collar and say damn straight?
Probably.
Was that him or me?
What's that?
Was it him or me?
That said damn straight.
It was him.
Of course it was. I knew it.
Of course it was.
Oh my God.
Marin, if you're getting anything, Marin, you jump right in.
Yeah, jump in.
Oh
Marin,
my gosh, no, I'm just laughing.
my face has got red hot when he said that.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that was the plan. Oh, and he says because you accept it. You accept it. Except
I talk trash a lot to one.
Yeah. He's blowing you a big old kiss too.
Oh, make it blush even more.
Yeah, he sends me a lot of smelly bombs.
Oh, sorry. He does. They're bad. They're bad.
So you know for sure it's him.
Yeah. Or getting a dog, blame it on. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is. There wasn't nobody else to make that smell.
No, he's pretty distinct. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Distinct, yes.
All right, Belinda, thanks for calling in again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Belinda.
Belinda has been with us for a long time. I always enjoy taking her call. All right, we got somebody from the 845 area code. What's up?
Hello?
Hi there.
Hi, my name is Maria.
Hi, Maria.
How are you?
Hi, Maria.
Hi. Nice to talk to you guys. I got a question, 2 little questions, if you don't mind, please.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday coming up in May. What do you think I gotta go? I could travel? You see me to go in Italy or some place in the United States over here, like Florida, Canada, whatever. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you see me?
So do you see Maria moving somewhere? So out of the country, in the country, Eric? Of course, we're talking about quantum probabilities. So.
Well, Erik says he says moving, and is there a relationship, or is there something to do with a relationship or being closer to somebody?
I got my cousin. I not got no boyfriend, nothing like that.
No, it just there seems like your move has something to do, and it could be somebody that you meet when you move. And I mean, it could be friendship, but what Erik is just saying is, he says the whole purpose of moving has to do with your peace, and he says, so there's some concern about you moving because he says, like right now it's kind of like playing it safe. You're playing it safe. But he says you do have the potential to be able to move. He says if you decide to do so, you'll be able to do it.
Okay. And something else I can ask. Are you see me? I'm going to get the settlement soon.
Get a what? Sorry, I just didn't catch that.
I got to receive a settlement.
A settlement.
A settlement. Okay.
Right. My friend.
Yeah, there's something coming for you. Erik says it may not be the complete amount that you were expecting, but you do have some sort of a, I guess, hang on, let me see what he can show me here. Yeah, it's just not quite the same amount as maybe you're thinking of right now, but there is a settlement, yes.
Are going to get it soon?
He says it's going to be a little bit yet. So it's over 3 months from now.
Okay, so we are going to run to the next show if we're not careful, so I'm going to have to close it up. See you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Maria.
Maren, for being such a wonderful guest. This was fun, right?
This is so fun.
Thank
Maren,
you
you're going to
so
have to join us again.
Oh,
That's
I would
awesome.
love to. And check me out on my Instagram page. And
yes.
if you want to practice with me,
medium.
I would love that. Yes, making of
a
medium.
We're going to put all of Maren's information. We're going to make sure it's all here. So if you guys want to connect with her, you will not be sorry. You will not be sorry. This girl has it going on. I'm telling you.
I am no Michelle by any means.
But Michelle, you got it going on too. Check her out at art.com, which of course we'll have in the description box. And you guys be sure to share and subscribe and to like and smash the notification bell if you don't want to miss another Channeling Erik YouTube and radio show. I love you guys.
Erik says, I love you guys. Love you. Erik says, love you, Maren. He goes, I love you, Mom.
I love you. Bye.